In this video, we'll learn how to use the menu command, another option for gathering input from the user. And it works really well with switch and case. So let's create a new cell. We'll call it switch case example, and we'll do an example with a string, and then I'll show you how to do it with menu instead. So for a string, let's gather some input from the user. Let's ask them for a shape. And we'll say enter S for square, T for triangle, and then I'm going to continue this on the next line. So dot dot dot, put in my comma in because I haven't got that yet, and then I need the S operator or flag to say I expect the user to enter a string. So save this as a string. And I'll suppress that output because I don't need to say, hey, you just entered an S. Instead, I'm going to just go ahead and do my next command. So switch, let's put a space. Switch on shape. Depending on what the value of shape is, we will get one of these options. So case 1 will say T. Oops, got to put it in single quotes to say this is a string. If they put in a T for triangle, then maybe we want to display the sum of interior angles is 180. This is in degrees, but that's okay. If the case is S, display the sum of interior angles is 360. For a square, we get 360. And let's have a case otherwise. Oops, we don't use the word case, we just type in otherwise. Let's display I don't understand your input. So remember, to use an actual apostrophe in your string, you need to put 2 single quotes to say, hey, I really mean apostrophe. And then we have the word end. Every switch command should be paired with an end command. Same for if. Every if command has to be paired with an end command. All right, let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. So run section, enter S for square, run it again, T for triangle. What if we enter lowercase s? I don't understand. So MATLAB, remember, is case sensitive. If we have a lowercase s, it's not going to understand. If we type in the word square, it's not going to understand. So there are other ways of dealing with this later, but right now we might say, okay, instead of letting the user type whatever they want, which is one option, you can let the user type whatever you want and then try to make sense of it by stripping away other letters, looking at just the first character, that kind of thing. Or we could say, instead of letting the user type whatever they want, let's give them a menu of choices. So give user a menu of choices instead of asking them to type. If you have a limited number of choices and you want the user to pick one of them, menu is a great way to do it. So the command is, instead of input where they type, we're going to say shape equals menu, and then the things that you put into the command for menu is first the message and then what are the different options. So you're going to get an option. Let's say select a shape, and we'll put a space there. I don't think we need it, but I don't remember the formatting. So then we'll say triangle or square, oops, triangle, close, then the comma, then the new apostrophe, single quote, square, close that, comma, new apostrophe, and we'll have pentagon. Okay, so take a look at here's what's in my parentheses. I've got the message, and then a comma, option 1 in quotes, then a comma, option 2 in quotes, then a comma, option 3 in quotes. And you can have as many as you want. I do want to suppress the output. I don't, because this is an assignment statement. I'm assigning the value they give me to a variable called shape. I don't need to see it in the command window. Just give it to me, and then we'll use it. So we've saved it as a command called shape, and now we can do this exact same switch that we did before, except I'm no longer looking for T and S. I'm looking for case 1, case 2, and case 3. Let's have a case 3. So here's what's different when you're using switch case with a menu. You no longer care what the options were called. We called them triangle, square, and pentagon, but it doesn't matter because MATLAB just puts them in order and says option 1, option 2, option 3. So option 3 was our pentagon option. Here's triangle, square, pentagon. Case 3, the sum of interior angles of a pentagon. Pretty sure it's whatever 180 plus 360 is, which I think is 540. So we'll have that. And there's another way to do this, but let's leave it like this for now. Otherwise, we won't have an otherwise because the user has to pick one of the 3. There's no more need for an otherwise. You could have one just in case, but you're never going to get to it. Let's run this and see what this menu looks like. So again, everything, it's very much the same as our previous example, but this time we've got menu instead of input. So run section, look at what we get. Yours might be real small, might be in a different location. I can't move mine for some reason, but I get a pop-up window that says select a shape. That's my message that I typed, and then triangle, square, and pentagon. Let's click on it, and we get in our command window the sum of interior angles is 540. So that's how we can use menu to gather input from a user, and it works really nicely with switch case because then we have case 1, 2, and 3. The shape is going to get the value of either 1, 2, or 3, depending on which option the user clicks on. All right, let's make one last change to this. I want to say, I think it'll be a little bit more elegant. So replace these discs with just interior angle equals 180, or interior angle equals 360, or interior angle equals 540. And then we need one statement that says, hey, put this answer in a nice readable sentence. The sum of interior angles is, and then we have our blank, which is percent. Let's put 0.0f and close that. Let's see, put a new line, period, new line, close the quote, comma, and now we tell MATLAB where to get the value to put into the blank. So I just have one sentence to display my result here, and the value is set in the switch in the cases. So let's run this clear in CLC, and let's run this just to see. So if I click on triangle, I get a sentence that says it's 180. If I click on square, I get 360. All right, so that's another way we can format our output, making it a little bit more elegant instead of having to write the 3 different display statements. Especially since they had the same text in them. If they needed to have different text, that's fine. But if they have the same text and the only thing that changes is the number, then this is a nice way to do it. All right, that's all for now. I'll see you next time.